Hi, my name is Tinley Stockman. I chose non-core classes and I chose to observe Miss Marshall. Miss Marshall is a kindergarten through third grade teacher at Southeast in Spainhour. Before she was an art teacher, she was a kindergarten teacher for 7 years. Day in the life of Miss Marshall, her day is pretty hectic. She starts off at Southeast for her first 3 hours, and she's teaching second and third grade. Her first hour is OWL time. OWL time is a class where students can go ask teachers for help on homework, catch up on homework, or in elementary case, they are doing extra English literacy. After her first hour, she begins her second and third hour of her specials. When the bell rings for the class to start, she greets her students at the door and their objective is already on the board. She sometimes has to use an attention getter because the class can be noisy sometimes. I feel like the attention getters are important because some students look forward to it because some of them are funny, some of them are important. An example of an attention getter would be flat tire. Miss Marshall says flat tire, the students say shh, and the class gets quiet. When they start a new project or a new lesson, she sometimes has a video on the board. One of that would be Mr. Paintbrush. Mr. Paintbrush teaches you how to properly take care of his hair and not damage him. Most of the lessons that she shows are important because it shows how to properly do certain things like taking care of paint or the brushes or other materials. Then she passes out the supplies and then she goes step by step on how to draw, color, or paint. She strolls through the classroom to see how they're doing, gives feedback, and at the end of the class, before 5 to 10 minutes before the bell rings, she has the students clean up, wipe down their desks, and to where it looks nice before they walked in. After her third hour, she makes sure her room is well organized before she goes to Spainhour, which is about a 5-minute drive across town. She has 15 minutes to get her classroom set up before she has to go get her students, and then repeats the same routine. Here's some of the artwork they've done. I was there for the turkeys. She had them paint the plate ring brown so it's not as transparent when putting the paper on top of it. Her classroom is really well organized. She has materials where they belong. The students know where to turn in their work when they're done. She has a lot of patience for students. She creates the bonds with them at the beginning of the year. And then she learns who to devote extra time to so that they're staying on task and not distracting others from doing their work. This is what her classroom looks like. During COVID, I felt like she had it the hardest because when she explained it, she had to make sure to have a supplies list so parents can go get the supplies, and some of the supplies that the parents couldn't find, she had to provide for them in a Ziploc bag. And she sends out directions on how to do it if they miss a Google Meet, or she has a video of how to do it as well. Some assignments are simple, like cutting, gluing, and pasting. During the pandemic, she wasn't able to create bonds with the parents, but during conferences, she had little art shows and put up their work in music concerts as well. She's glad to be back in session to be able to create those bonds again. I had fun observing Miss Marshall's class. I was able to learn how to be more organized, and I got to experience dual classes, which is complicated if you're not well organized. When I become an art teacher, I plan on getting the bonds with the students early so I can find lessons that they like to keep them engaged, but also challenge. And that's what I witnessed throughout my observations.